What is the key concept in part B? And we're going to do this for like 2 questions or 3 questions. What is the key concept here? Type your answer in the chat, please. What is the key concept?
Determine the method of strategy.
Okay, user, thank you. Feza, thank you. Sophie, thank you. User again, thank you. Jean Damascene, thank you. DJ, thank you. IYG, thank you. Febroni, thank you. Right. I think the key concept here is strategy development. Why you cannot say joint venture is because joint venture is not really in the question here. Eventually, it's the answer probably, but here you start with strategy development, and when your answer is joint venture, you also have to explain what a joint venture is. Let's go see how they approached this one. Okay, they probably did not start with strategy development, but okay, I think they started directly with a strategic alliance because it is what was the answer. But I would recommend that you also start with strategy development, okay? Because it is the key concept there. Let's take a look at another question here to get a glimpse of what this means. Part A says, if Mr. Njenzi had given Mrs. Kardashian a chance to explain her point, what would Mrs. Kardashian have explained as the main importance of a mission statement? Of course, this one is clear, so mission statement. And then this one says, with reference to Meredith Belbin's 9 team roles, identify team roles. Well, this one is also very clear as a communication consultant. For part C, what is the key concept there that you must first explain before you answer the question? Part C, type the key concept.
Communication.
What should we first explain in that question? Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Feza, DG, User, Claire, Shana Masen, IYG, Auguste, Febroni. Thank you. Okay. The key concept here is listening. I don't know, Febronia, I don't know where you got business ethics. But this is listening, okay? If you go to the answer, let's see what concept they started.
Communication hariya ni akangahe man? Hey.
Of course, they started with communication, okay? Communication, that's correct. But then, oh, they didn't explain listening. They only explained communication. Okay. I would really, listening, actually, no, both actually. They said communication here, but they also started talking about listening here. Okay. Right from here. That's where they explained listening. Okay. Which is great. Because I think, let's see the marking guide. A short introduction of what communication and listening are. Okay. Communication 1 mark, listening 1 mark. Okay. Perfect. Let's go to another question here, question 2 and C. And this is going to be the last one for us to make sure we understand what is needed. For part A, this part A here, what is the main concept here that we should first explain? Type your answer in the chat as usual.
Hariya sintuzi. Business culture sha. Hari business culture. Umva ariho.
Thank you, Claire.
Ndaraburije.
Thank you, DJ, Auguste, Fezam, Jean, Sophie, Shema, Twahirwa, R, Peace,
Ako ndumva ari.
User.
Business ethics.
Okay. Thank you, everyone,
Business
for
ethics.
contributing. I agree with what many of you have said. It is business ethics. Okay? So at this point, you need to first explain what business ethics is, and then be able to explain everything else that you ask in the question. So let's go and see. Yeah. So they explained ethics, and then they explained business ethics. Yeah, business ethics here. And when you go in the marking guide, it says a short introduction or description of what business ethics is and its aim or purpose. You get 1 mark. Sometimes you get 1 mark, sometimes you get 2 marks. Number 2, what is the key concept? Part B, what is the key concept there that we should first define or describe before we answer the question? And in this case, you will actually have to draw a diagram. In this case, but what is the key concept for which we will draw the diagram and explain, of course? Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, DJ. User. Shema.
Hmm?
Feza.
Sese nari ndi kuri paje y'ijana na mirongo itandatu na rimwe.
The key concept is the strategic clock. Yeah, the strategic clock. You can actually see it here. They say a short introduction or description of what the strategic clock is. You get 1 mark. And then you come here and see a diagram also gets 1 mark. Okay? So if you don't do it, if you don't do what I'm telling you here, you are going to miss marks. Remember that in some cases you are awarded 2 marks. So imagine where if you miss, if you lose minimum 2 marks on each question. Those are 3 questions. 3 times 2, those are 6 marks. Maximum, those are 12 marks. For someone who needs 50 marks to pass, 12 marks is a lot. Okay? Finally, let's talk about the key concept here. What's the key concept here? DJ, thank you. Feza, thank you. Auguste, thank you. Sophie, thank you. Wahigwa, thank you. Febroni, thank you. Shema, thank you. IYG, thank you for sharing your answer. Maybe 2 more people and then we can answer it together.
Kandi zirimo. Se ziri. Uzi ikintu tugomba gufata nanone.
User, thank you. All right. I believe all of you got it right. Thank you. And yet, it is resistance to change. So you have to first explain. If I were you, I would even say, I start with change management. What is change? And then what is resistance to change? But when you come here, you can see that a short introduction of the organizational change and the resistance to change, 1 mark. Okay? So that is one thing you should focus on when you're answering your question. And then I want to show you how short their answers are. Okay? This is the question number 2. So this is an explanation of business ethics. And then they start with a short introductory sentence that says, KCL appears to have neglected ethics. Below are some of the ethical issues reported in the company. They indicate the point here. Okay. And then explain. First of all, let's go to the case study for you to see exactly what I mean.
The paragraphs zirimo. Kandi twaragikoze ahari.
I want you to read this part here.
Yego. Kareka. 2022 se twayigezeho ahubwo harimo ishyo bisa. Twanyakiriye mu arakoze aba yarimaginze agakora search ya tamiri tukamenya iyo iva. Ariko nta kongera imishahara.
Now, when you look at that, they say investigation findings seem to speak to staff's colleagues. Allegations, sorry. The investigation report reveals that actually it starts here. Let's start here. Although KCL boasts market dominance because of its low prices coupled with more customer benefits, there has been reported complaints by staff members regarding their treatment by Mrs. Doriane. Unclear rules and policies, sexual harassment, and bullying, harassment and discrimination. Bullying, harassment, and discrimination are some of the allegations raised by staff. So they come here and say, decision making by Mrs. Doriane is not based on technical facts, but feelings. Employees work based on threats rather than on defined plan. No clear salary structure, but undocumented rewards reducible or increasable as per Mrs. Doriane feelings. Part of the report read, Mrs. Doriane recently slapped and fired a respected security guard, resulting in a lawsuit which costed 20 million in compensatory. And then they said the companies, they are accused of mismanagement of the environment, air pollution, noise making by employees. Another staff issue reviewed by the investigation are the allegations relating to sexual harassment. This lady called Speciosa Nhakundi says she was sexually harassed by her male manager. She has evidence. The company is not declaring the correct taxes to Rwanda Revenue Authority. Now let's go take a look at how this was answered, which is exactly what I want to show you. Employee exploitation. I usually encourage you to answer. Remember what I was telling you. I said, try to answer not in bullet points, but in paragraphs. Each answer should be explained in about 2 to 3 sentences. Take a look at this. This point, this is the first sentence. The second sentence starts here, because these are short sentences. And the third sentence is here. And this is exactly what, is in the answer. The last one is a bit of like a conclusion. So, but the main sentences are 3. Take a look at this. You first bring the point, environmental exploitation, and then you bring the first sentence, which ends here. The second sentence ends here. Those are 2 sentences. Third point, tax evasion. First sentence ends here. Second sentence ends here. Fourth point, this is the title of the point, very clear in your booklet, you might want to simply underline it because you might not have a highlighter or something like that. And then, where is the first sentence? First sentence is here. Second sentence is here. Third sentence is here. This time we had 4 sentences. Next point, title is here. First sentence is here. Second sentence ends here. Third sentence ends here. So what we have seen is all of these answers have been answered in between 2 to 4 sentences and relatively short sentences. And those sentences are providing information directly from the case study. If you don't provide information from the case study, that's a problem. Okay? Big problem. Okay. So let's talk about the Bowman strategy clock. This is, as you can see, they first explain the strategy clock provided here, and then they provided the diagram, which you saw from the textbook and from the notes which I showed you. And then they started answering. They said hybrid. Okay? And they gave reasons. They gave reasons why hybrid. Okay, because that was what was asked. Okay. So, I suppose you see what I mean here. The formula remains the same. Explain the key concept, draw a diagram if it is required, sorry, if it is provided, it's available in your notes, then answer the question very concisely, very precisely, very clearly. Each point you explain should have a small subheading, and then it should have between 2 to 4 sentences. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So let me pause here. Do you have any questions from the way I have explained the approach to answering the question? Do you have any questions? Is it clear? Or there are certain things that you would like to clarify? Okay. It seems that things are clear. You are welcome, DJ. I hope that you have understood the approach. Now, of course, you know that one session is not enough. We cannot really answer any question here, any question paper, sorry. We don't have sufficient time to read the full case study and then answer it. But what I wanted to help you with is to understand how you approach a question and how you should answer it. And once you follow that approach, it will also save you time. Okay. So except that, is there anything else? Because I think now I have said everything else that needs to be said. Before we conclude our class for today, do you have any questions? Anything, Didi, that you think? Because you are not going to hear from me again until you do your examination. So this is your chance to ask anything that you either your friend told you and you're not sure if that's true, a rumor that you had and you're not sure, a concept that you would like to clarify, anything. Last chance before we can log off. This time I would really welcome you to, if you have a question, don't type. Unmute and ask. I would like to have a conversation with you instead of reading your chats. Just simply unmute and ask a question if you like.
Uzaka? Eyvah, estağfurullah. Eşi? Correct.
Okay. So, did anyone want to speak? Okay. Sorry, you might be experiencing internet challenges. But I think with that, I would say that's it. There is really nothing more I can say. Other than to wish you the best. Use the remaining few days to take away everything I've said now, fine tune your revision, and use the question answer approach that I have given you, and you should be able to pass this paper. What I'm gonna do after this class is to share my slides with Iqbal, and then they will send these slides to you
Excuse me, sir.
on your emails. Yes, please.
Sometimes what is complicated is like the verb they use. For instance, when they say that to critically analyze something, what are we supposed to do?
Oh, okay.
Are we supposed to give the pros and cons? Are we supposed to give the two sides?
Yeah, that's a brilliant question. Thank you. What's your name, by the way? I'm only reading DJ, but I don't know if that's your name.
Sorry, I shortened it, but it is Didier Gakuba.
Didier, okay. Didier, thank you. That's a good question. Now, I completely forgot to say that pay attention to the verb. In examination settings, we call it the action verb. I want to identify action verbs for you and then come back and explain them in this paper of July 2022, which we took as an example. Question 1, part A says examine. Part 2 says discuss. 3 says conduct. 4 says apply. And then advise. Let's go to question 2. Question 2, part A says explain. Part B says identify and analyze. C says discuss. Question 3, part A says, so this was a straight question, what? Okay. And then part B says identify. Okay. And then C says draft. Question 4, part A says draft. Question B says determine and discuss. So I walked through this to help you understand the key action verbs. Now, having said that, let's go back to question number 1 and see what they mean. Examine simply means discuss a concept, looking at both positive and negative elements, both good and bad, strengths and weaknesses, maybe, depending on the context. Examine is almost the same as evaluate, assess. They usually mean the same thing. When they add critically examine, critically assess, they want you to critique, but it is not only critiquing. They want you to say, okay, look at an issue from 2 angles. Usually the case study is provided in a way that, you know, that concept can be explained both from a good angle and a bad angle. But usually look at the negative side, okay? Talk about the good side, but also focus on the negative side, which is really critiquing. Critiquing does not mean you really throw stones at an article. It simply means that you scrutinize it, okay? Yeah, pass it through certain filters. That's what critically assessing an issue means. And then discussing is, of course, discussing and explaining are almost the same. Yeah, it simply means give your answers with a bit of explanation, with a bit of discussion. Don't simply provide answers, short answers. No. Give a point and tell me why you have given me that point, why the issue is like that. Yeah. Same as explain. Conduct usually means that there is a certain format that has to be followed. You are conducting an exercise that has a specific format that is supposed to be followed. Yeah? Conduct an assessment. Conduct an examination. Yeah? And then they may also say tabulate. Tabulate means provide your answer in a table format, in a tabular format. Applying means that there is a model, there is a concept in which they want your answer to be provided. In this case, your leadership styles that you were supposed to answer were supposed to be drawn from the Hussey and the Branca's situational model of leadership. Anything that is provided outside this model is incorrect. And when they say advice, means your answer is going to be as an advice. You are going to say, Mr. So-and-so or Mr. Semana, I advise you, my recommendation to you is this. It is the same as recommend.
There you go.
In this case, they say explain, and I said what explain means. Identify means you have to pick a certain issue. Yeah, maybe the model has 5 elements. Which of those 5 elements is explained in the case study? Yeah, Hitamo. That's like, yeah, identify out of several options which one is applicable in this case. So you have to first say it and say maybe it is hybrid, maybe it is low price, maybe it is differentiation. Then explain it. Then analyze it. Yeah? I think even if I stop there, does that give you an idea, Didier, or others as well?
Yes, that was very helpful.
Okay. Any other final question from anyone else? Okay, no question. I thank you all, and as I said, I wish you the very best. Have a wonderful evening, if not night.
Thank you.